Hi. Hi, hello everyone. Okay, let me just do this. Hi. Welcome to my webinar session. Okay. Hi. Hello, hi, assalamu alaikum, and a very good day to everyone. Welcome to my webinar session. I hope that today we're going to do some discussion on migrating to online learning and teaching post COVID-19. Anyway, I hope that you are doing well there. I hope you are excited to do some sharing session with me, and hopefully you are able to participate in some of the activities that I would like to do, and make sure that you don't forget to like and share and comment. Hello. Hi, can you hello, hi. You can't hear. Okay, let me just do some checking. Hi, hello. Hi. Hi, Rizwan Asmara. Hi, so can you hear me? Is there any difficulties to hear? Okay, okay, great. Okay, hi, assalamualaikum, and a very good day to everyone. Welcome to my webinar session. And today we're going to look at migrating to online learning and teaching post COVID-19. Yes, good morning, welcome. Okay, first of all, I think let me introduce myself a little bit. My name is Muhammad Hafiz bin Ismail. I am a writer of 3 books, Live Through My Eyes series. By the way, don't worry, you can also, write down in Malay as well. Saya boleh, this session should be in Malay or English. You can't hear? Okay, great, you can hear. Okay, great. Sorry about that. Okay. Um, Okay, my name is Muhammad Hafiz bin Ismail. I'm a writer of 3 books, Life Through My Eyes series, and I'm a blogger at apistakisah.com. And I'm also a consultant and also help people on the teaching and learning. Anyway, um, I would like to say my thank you to MPH and Learning Pal for giving me this opportunity to have some sharing session with everyone that interested in online learning and teaching, and especially that now everybody is at home. I believe that online is definitely one way for you to do your teaching and learning. I think it's getting so famous. Everyone is doing online teaching and learning. But don't forget that we have the experience of having you know classroom teaching and learning as well. So don't forget about that. Anyway, mm, I hope that I will be able to share with you a little bit of creative way. Sorry, creative way. Okay, I'm gonna put it here. Creative. Yeah, it's gonna be a bit tough, but I would like to do this. I love to do this. Okay. Okay. Here, creative teaching, and also to make it effective. See, effective. Okay. Here, I'm gonna put it here so that we will be able to discuss on how to make it creative and effective. Okay. Okay. This is my whiteboard. You can imagine in your classroom you have all the whiteboard, blackboard. So why not when you do your online teaching and learning, you have the same thing as well. And this is my whiteboard. I'm gonna use this space to get some sharing with you. Okay. Hi, Puan Samiha. Okay, great. Okay. Okay. Before we proceed to bigger discussion, let's just play some game. Are you ready to play a game? I hope you'll be able to type some answer for me. Okay. Okay. This is a very very simple game. I want you to grab 5 objects, only 5 objects just around you, just the one that you can grab, 5 objects, and then please type it in. Just type it in. Like, what are the 5 objects that you can grab around you? I will do the same in the count of 10. Are you ready? Are you ready? Okay, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, can you tell me what are the 5 things that you can grab? I'm gonna show you my 5 things that I grab. Can you type it in? Like, what are 5 objects that you can find around you? Okay, I will show you mine. Okay, I have water bottle here, 1. Okay, I have marker pen, 2. I have spoon. I have glass, and I have my cute soft toy, Coca. Okay, what do you get? Okay, you get pen, paper, mouse, pin bottle, sofa, books, cloth, chingmei, and then Bo got Bo Urchin got notebook, pencils, book. Okay, great. Okay, so can you try to think about how to use all these materials to your students? Like, let's say we are teaching English, isn't it? If we are teaching English, then maybe we can get the spoons to make sentences out of spoon, out of soft toy, out of this, out of glass. So there are many other ways for you to get your students to use their surroundings to make, yes, cup, water bottle, pen, book, and now you can think about how can you use that in your teaching and learning? How will you use that in your teaching and learning? Isn't it? Like, for example, in mathematics, all the 5 objects, I can get my students to compare which is bigger than which is lighter than which, isn't it? So I think it's the same with you. Thank you for participating in the game. I saw a lot of people getting even like handbag, diary, umbrella, ID tag, and spec. All of that. Can you imagine you get your students to do that in their surroundings when you do your online teaching and learning? So instead of just listening, now they are able to grab the stuff and show it to you, or or sharing it with you. So that's kind of like things that you can get to do. The good thing about online learning and teaching is that it doesn't suppose to you don't have to forget all the pedagogy or all the teaching techniques that you have back in the classroom in the normal teaching and learning, but you can use the same way but adapt it in the online teaching and learning. Okay, before I proceed to the 5 points that I'm going to share today, I would like to just share with you one way of thinking how to do your teaching and learning better. Okay, macam mana you nak structure your teaching and learning. Okay, with the concept of what I've always used is the concept of ARM. 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 Okay, what it stands for? Active learning, reflection, and modeling. Active learning, where your students kind of like do something, they involve in your teaching and they write, they draw, they do everything, like, they do it, they learn from doing, okay? And then you have reflection for R. R is for reflection, where your students will be able to think about what they do, or to think later on when they go back to home and then have a, or that's in the school situation, but back in online teaching and learning, when they done with being online, then what they can reflect. And M for modeling, where teacher always can model to your students, or students model to another students, or now that everybody's staying at home, maybe the parents model it to their students. Okay, I'm gonna put here arm. So most of at every time we're like discussing, bila sampai je kita bersembang, kita akan talk about arm in our online teaching and learning. Okay, do you have any question about arm? Yeah, active learning, reflection, and modeling. Yes, active learning, where your students do something, reflection, and modeling. Okay, modeling is not like, catwalk modeling or something, but kind of like you show to them, because people learn from when you show, then they know what to do, isn't it? Hi, good morning, Naim. Good morning, Vinoshini, Surya. Yeah, I'm model. Okay. Anyway, I have five main points that I would like to discuss with you today on teaching and learning via online. And I believe that all these five, if you consider, then your teaching and learning will be able to be really effective and really creative with the help of ARM as well, with the help of active learning, reflection, and modeling. So one more thing that I really stressing out is that you need to, when you go online, you don't have to left your pedagogy, your normal classroom pedagogy back in your school, in your class. But you bring them with you. You need to use that particular skills that you have in your online teaching and learning, okay? So that people will stay with you, okay? Anyway, let me put up all my five points. I think I already pinned it in the comment, you can see. But this is the short version of it. So let me use my whiteboard. Okay, teacher-student relationship, and then here managing expectations, and then I have timing, and then I have learning is social. Okay, learning is social, and I also have quite important, which is planning. Okay, we're gonna go bit by bit on these five points that I'm going to discuss with you. Okay, first of all, we all know that being at school, there's an opportunity for students to be social, isn't it? To meet you, and then to learn from the teacher, from adults. So learning is social. So when you do it online, you need to bear in mind on that matter as well. You want your students to have the connection, to have to do something with you, to not just sitting down learning on their own, but to also do something, get them to do something, isn't it? Like, because that's how you do it in the school. The students, they learn from looking at you, observing you. They see how you smile, they see how you talk, they hear they hear your voice, they see your body gesture, and then they observe you. They see how you move your hands. They see how you see their eyes. Everything. So you want to maintain that, isn't it? The trust between you and your student. That's what you want to do it online as well, isn't it? Yeah. And then don't forget that your students trust you, isn't it? There's a teacher-students relationship that happen in that as well. You want to maintain the relationship and the trust that you have with your student, so that the learning will be concrete and will be interesting, isn't it? Okay, modeling in mathematics. Okay, in mathematics, for example, because I'm a primary school teacher and I taught mathematics before, and modeling in mathematics, including, for example, the very famous one, definitely for you to show how to answer like very very mathematical problem. But other than that, you can also you get the real life kind of, like, for example, if you're teaching money, using how to use money, then you need to model it to them, like the buying and selling that happen in the store, or or bringing the shapes of all the shapes that you're teaching on and things like that. Okay. And then other than that, I think very, very important is also the timing. This is like very important for you to think about as well. Instead of having a long time or long, a long teaching and learning, like a long lecture in your class, but other than that, you can also put it into a different chunk, isn't it? Like, even for you to do a very quick one, just 1 minute, for example, just 1 minute of giving them instructions, and then the other 10 minutes of them doing something, write something, like, so the timing needs to be correct as well. It doesn't need to be like long but not effective, but it can be like in a small chunk, but really your students will get it better. You know what I mean? Like, like, I think the impact of the right timing will be much more effective than being so long and then people go to sleep, isn't it? And even if you think about your classroom back in school, you will divide your lesson into a few different chunks as well, isn't it? But why, when it comes to online, we need to stuck with only we need to stuck in only like we are speaking, isn't it? We need to get the students to do the thing and to feel and to also involve in the teaching and learning, kan? Kenalah macam get buat budak-budak pun, student kita pun buat sesuatu, learn from it, not just stick to one, to kind of like personal, what you call that, like silent learning, like, because you want it to be involved. Even if go back to the learning is social, even you can get your students to be, to do some tasks that involve their parents, involve their siblings, whoever at home, or maybe get a phone call to their grandparents, or things like that, or to their cousin and things like that. Involve, because especially if people stuck at home and then they don't have, like, enough connection with people, this is like the right time for you to get people to do that. Okay, I have some question there. How to get attention from student during online class more interesting? I think, like I said before, as much as you want to tell people, give lecture, other thing is like to get your student to do something as well. And with so many kind of apps at the moment, you have Zoom, you have Skype, you have so many, Google Meet and all. You can see them, you can get them to see something. Or if they can't do it now, then get them to send you the video, isn't it? And I also believe that for teachers also need to do that sometime as well, because I believe in teacher-student relationship, especially the teacher's voice, the familiar voice, teacher's face, teacher's action. I think all of that will help your students to learn better, because I know that you can get your student to watch YouTube video or whatever available resources there. It's not, it's really good, but every now and then, I think the best is like the teacher act themselves, the teacher teaching the students themselves. So sometimes possibly if you want to record the way you do something and then get it to them, like the model to them through like a short video and send it to them, all that kind of things will make your teaching and learning much more effective. Okay, other than that, okay, let me see, is there any, phases in learning. We forget that sometimes we're too concerned. Yes, that's the thing, isn't it? Sometimes we worried about all this syllabus, all the exams that coming soon and all of that. We are so nervous on that we forget that learning is fun. Actually, learning is really fun. Like, for example, when I ask you to get all the grab all the materials around you, and then suddenly, there's more than one way of looking at the stuff around you, isn't it? Like instead of looking at the bottle, just a bottle of water, but now you can change it into something much more meaningful, isn't it? Like it becoming your resources, your teaching resources. Okay, what else okay. Other than that, it's about managing expectations. I think this is really crucial and really important to have the right expectations when you do online learning and teaching. Especially, with you need to have the right expectation in the sense of, that everybody is far away from one another, and then there can be some interruptions, there can be some problems, technical issues, or even if you talk about the syllabus and all the curriculum that you want to finish, then your expectations need to be there. Needs to be really, you can't expect that your students will, be number one, or like really good at something just because you do like an online teaching and learning. So you need to have the right expectations on that, not just to your students but to yourself as well. Like teaching and learning online is new. I think it's new. I think especially when you're a teacher in a normal school, you go to school and all, you never done online teaching and learning. Suddenly, out of nowhere, you need to be online, but then your students is waiting for your class. So you need to have the right expectation as well. Maybe the first time is not going so well, but it not supposed to make you feel down, but it makes you, like reflect what can you do better, what can you improve for your next teaching and learning. So the right expectations is really important. Okay. Yes, very true. Yeah, sometimes video doesn't work, isn't it? Like, or you go live and then suddenly your internet connection doesn't work, and then you need some extra time, or you need to reschedule your class, and all of that is need to be expected. Okay, it's not perfect. Even we just need to think like this. Kena fikir macam ni. Kalau kita dalam kelas yang normal, if we're in a normal school, normal class, there's still something happen there. Like there's sometimes the students can't can't give you full attention and things like that. So now the burden is there's a bigger bigger problem, isn't it? That because everybody is far away from one another. So you need to have the right expectations, and I hope that there are some parents here as well to also manage the expectations as well. I think everybody needs to to manage their expectation. Everybody, not just teachers, not just students, and also parents as well. I think everybody have to manage what they can achieve through online teaching and learning. Especially, like I said, if we were talking about finishing syllabus and curriculum, I think targeting for exams, all of that is about managing expectations as well. Okay, I have one more game to play. I hope that you will involve with my game as well. And this time around, I have a bucket with me. In the bucket, I have letters. Okay, I have letters here. And I will draw one letter. And then the first one, I hope that you can write to me what is the country that's starting with that letter. Okay? Are you ready? Are you ready? So I'm going to do this now. And okay, the first letter is B. So what's the country starting with B? Can you type it for me, please? Can I see your answer? What's the country starting with B? What's the country starting with B? And also for kids, yes. Okay, the next game, What's a country starting with B? Okay, we have Bulgaria. We have, wow, never. I hope to go there somewhere, sometimes. Bulgaria, Botswana, Brazil, Bahrain, Brunei. Oh my God, so many. Suddenly, I thought that I only in my mind it's only B, Brazil only. I can't remember. Wow, Bosnia, Bangladesh, Belgium. That's true, isn't it? So your students can do this thing as well, isn't it? If you play the game, okay. Okay, thank you. One more. We're gonna draw another letter, and this time around, I want you to come up with the object that's starting with. Okay, ready? E. Any object that's starting with E. What can you think of? E. What can you think of objects that's starting with E? Write down for me, please. Any object that started with E. What, eh? Oh, nice. Eraser. Yeah, eraser. Earphone. Somebody's still doing the B, Bosnia. Earphone, yeah, correct. Yeah, anything that's starting with E. Egg. Yeah. So many, isn't it? Eraser. Electric oven. Wow. Hi, Kurdish from Mauritius. Wow. Envelope. Earrings. Yes, so many starting with E. So all the objects. So this is kind of activity that that you include arm in it. You have active learning, and then later on it will allow your student to do some reflection as well, isn't it? Now that when they see something, they will think about, oh, what's the word starting with? Let's say they touch something, and so what's the letter of this word starting from? Okay, something like that. Engine, earrings, eel. Nice. Okay, one more, and this time around, what else? What's the animal? What's animal starting with N? Is there any animal starting with N? Do you know anything? Any animal that's starting with N? N. What's animal starting with N? Is there any animal that you can think of? Anybody? N. N. What's animal starting with N? Oh no, I also can't think of any animal starting with N. Neck turtle. Narwhal. Wow. Is that an animal, is it? Oh my god. I need to learn more vocabs. And learn more about animal. Thank you, Reshma. What's other animal? Newt. Okay, nice. Okay, so that's kind of like I cannot cover all the things that I want to. Nuri, good. That's a really good answer. I kind of like cover all the things that I want to discuss. I think we talk about ARM, active learning, reflection, and modeling. We talk about how to make it effective, how to not feeling that there's a difference between about bringing your pedagogy, your expertise in teaching and learning to your online teaching and learning. You want more, and then you need to have you need to be effective, you need to be creative, and then your students will be able to grasp more teaching and more learning. Okay, can't get one. Ninja turtle. Is that considered animal as well? Is it? Ninja turtle. Nile crocodile. Wow. Crocodile. Okay. Do you still want to play the game? Should I do one more game? Or if you have any questions that you feel that you need to ask me, just let me know. What else? What's in your mind that you think that what's the barrier for you when it comes to teaching and learning? Nightingale, nice. What's your barrier? What's the problem that you have in your situation that kind of like hinder you from doing online teaching and learning? Do you still want to play the game? Okay. Or do you have any questions that you want to talk about? Okay, I think I can like cover all the 5 points that I think can make your teaching and learning effective and creative. More games. Should we? Okay, we do one more time. We do one more, and this time around, what is it? What what is things in your house starting with F? Anything. What's your what you look around your area, what are the things that started with F? Anything that you can see from your view and it started with F? Fan, okay. Fridge, I can see my fridge as well over there. And fork, yes, fork. Fan, and then okay, quite the same thing. I also saw a fan here as well. I have fan, I have fridge, fork as well. Mm. Mm. Okay, I have some question. Fur, okay, you have fur. Okay, before I end my session, I will go through some questions there. Okay, thank you so much for your answer. I think all of kind of like okay makes sense. Fuse, film, and then flowers. Oh my god, and then fan, and then fur, fly. Okay, you can fly, is it? Fingers, fork, and all that kind of stuff, isn't it? Okay, thank you so much for your answer. For your answer. File and just I would like to see some to give some opinion about the answer. What to do with the few kids who are playing games in video class? Okay, I think playing video games during the class is a bit, I think what you need to get is like to them to focus for a little bit. That's why I was talking about timing before. So you need to not having all your teaching and learning becomes just talking head. So that's what you want to get to see them doing, like instead of doing online doing something like typing and or something, but get them to write or to draw or to dance or to get them to do something like to move, to do an active learning instead of like focusing on your gadget. Okay, I hope that you can plan something like more on that, more on active learning kind of style. Like yes, typing is also active and all, but then because we're doing far away, so we want our students to involve in it, isn't it? So we want them to do something, to show you how they write something, to share with their friends, or even if you like really creative, get them to do this kind of like version of online with their friends, do some group works with their friend, and maybe in the beginning you can be the moderator for them, like in a few groups and at different times, but afterwards you can get them to do it among them, like even nowadays I think there are so many apps on the phone that allow you to do video call as well, isn't it? Okay, I hope that's helped some answer your question. How to keep secondary school student engaged for an hour during online learning? I think this is also the same thing. I think like you need to think about your teacher students relationship. You think about in the classroom, in a normal classroom, in the traditional classroom, how do you divide your teaching and learning for secondary school students? Do you just do lecture for 1 hour? I don't think so, isn't it? There's definitely some kind of like ways of you to get them to do. Even if other way you can do it is to get them to 5 minutes of you giving them instructions, and then 5 minutes of them do what do the things that you ask them to do. For example, you give them to open like your book, for example, your English book back at home, or like a PDF version of book, and then get them to read one paragraph, and then take away some um, words from there, and then write it down and show it to you, something like that. Then, there are so many combination between your traditional teaching and learning, your pedagogy back at school, to your online teaching and learning as well. I hope you like my, for example, and then other way is that you can also use, this is also, very normal for teachers to use flashcards, isn't it? So that is why I'm doing this as well. I just want to show you that actually to be creative, to be effective, sometimes you don't need to think, you know, too technology, too much of like scared of like all of these apps and all. So sometimes you can just be as simple as this. You can write it down and then have strip cards, and then anybody that just come in or something can always know what you're discussing about, isn't it? So sometimes being creative and being effective doesn't need you to be powerful in your technology kind of like usage or something. So sometimes being simple is much more creative and much more effective. Okay. Students not responsive to the technology, they do not know how to use the application, or they are not sufficiently open to it. I think everybody needs to admit that. That's just like about our managing expectations again. I think, like suddenly COVID-19 happened, and then everybody's like used to go to school, and suddenly out of nowhere everybody needs to come to go online and learn from online. I think this is like the expectations that we need to remember. But I think maybe you can get the help from the parents to get them to understand use the usage of the apps for a while, or maybe you can start in a very simple online way first, instead of like starting with difficult apps to use. Maybe you can use a very very simple one, like doing this talking head like live video, or doing video calls with some of the students. And one more thing, I think if you cannot have all your students in your class, for example, if you can't combine, if you can't have all 30 students of your classroom to engage with you, just engage with how many you have, like even if only one student that able to do it, then engage with that students. That's the most important thing, because words to word is very important. So once you have the right engagement with one student, then that student will feel, oh, okay, my teacher is very helpful, and my teacher is available online, so why not I get my friends also do this as well, something like that. So that's very important. Like, start small, start simple. Okay, don't like manage your expectations again. Start simple. Even if only one student, giving you the right amount of, the right perhatian, kan, pun dah cukup. Okay, tak perlu kadang-kadang and then after that you try to gain more and more students to engage with you. Okay. Okay, I think I'm almost to the end. So I still have some questions here. Hi, Kardish. Through the session, okay, let me see. How do you determine students are learning? I think as I said before again, to know your students, the most important is to have the planning. Okay, before you do your lesson, then you need to think about how do you want to assess your student, whether to assess it through exercise, like giving them exercise at the end of your class, or the straight away giving seeing them doing something is also understanding that they're doing something. Back to managing expectations, and also get, after you finish your class, then be available for your students. Like maybe if you want to have some personal space, then you need to have like certain time that your students will be able to talk, to discuss with you as well. Okay. And then some of the students do not have access to laptop, or sometimes they have to share their device, so equity is an issue too. Very correct. I think that is so true. Like, like I said before, COVID-19 happened like unexpectedly, and then we're not ready for online teaching and learning, and suddenly everybody needs to do it. So I think that's about managing expectations again. Use whatever tools or that's the thing that I said, when you do teaching and learning, possibly another way of doing it is not doing like a long kind of like speech or seminar or something. Just do 2 minutes of giving instructions and short video and send it to them through to the phone, or even in a text. But then as a primary school teacher, I don't think writing a text will help much on my students, but I do believe that if it's for secondary school, that will be very helpful as well. Okay, I think we're almost done. I have a surprise for you. I have a surprise for you before I end this session. I have a surprise. Do you want to see the surprise? Will you be interested to see the surprise? Okay, before I end this session, what I would like to do is to show you what happened around me at the moment, so that you can see the planning that happened around me, or the preparation that I do around me. Okay, I'm just gonna show you what happened around here. So bear with me. I'm not having a problem with my camera or something. I'm just gonna show you. Okay. So, oops, sorry. See, I have all the notes here. This is behind the scene, okay? But I'm putting it in the scene. So you can see all the notes that I'm preparing, so that I will not forget what to say. And then, I have, this is my teaching box. I have all the pens here, all the materials that I used to teach in a normal class. And then, just to show you a little bit that being online, okay, I'm gonna go back. Okay, that's my surprise. Okay, I'm just gonna give you a little bit of view of what happened around here. That sometimes this is normal. That you need to think about. Being online is normal to have all this. To have preparation around you as well. I don't want to show you. I don't want to have the behind the scene. So I bring the behind the scene to the scene. I hope that will give you some ideas that having this webinar needs a plan, needs a preparation as well. Okay, even though simple preparation, but you can be effective. You can be you can do active learning, you can do reflection, and you can do modeling. Okay, I hope the session is helpful for you. I hope the session gives you a little bit more insight on teaching and learning through online. And I even wearing my, teacher outfit at the moment, just to make sure that I'm having the right teaching or teacher kind of like vibes. Okay, I hope that with all that sharing, I hope you will learn, you will do the best in your teaching online, and you will do your best to get your student to engage. And I hope to see you again sometime. And if you still have any questions that you want to ask, just let me know on the comment and section. And when I have time, I will go just to comment, or go to my blog at apistakisah.com, or go to my Facebook page. And don't forget to like this page, MPH, And you can also, don't forget to get my books. Life Through My Eyes, Teacher's Little Steps Towards Perfection. Life Through My Eyes 2, From Kampung Kenang to Kasawa. And the latest one, Life Through My Eyes 3, From Teaching to Leading. Okay, thank you so much for your time and have a good time and stay safe. Do try to avoid crowd and see you again. Bye. Bye.